Okay, guys, I just kind of want to talk about this real quick. So all of y'all know that I'm a part of school because I have to take school and stuff like that. But I haven't really talked about what I do in school because, like, I just haven't. And I also haven't ever done a ranting video on this channel before, so this is kind of new. I'm just be playing Minecraft while doing it. So basically, all I'm going to be talking about today is just talking about something I'm kind of concerned about, which is the students' like IQ or something like that, like how smart they are. So I have a couple of friends that are very good at typing, and not that, like I said, they're really good at spelling. And then I have the friends who are just like, I don't know. And they're like messing up on the simplest stuff ever. Like they don't know how to they don't know how to spell. And like genuinely, oh wait, that's not good. And like genuinely it concerns me to see that they just can't spell. And I know how to spell just fine. And then I have some of the students in my German class who just are like, I'll just AI it, I'll just use AI. And instead of actually learning the material for it in German, they're just using AI to like write their stuff. Like, we just did a project on what we're gonna do over the winter break. We're supposed to write it all in German. It's very simple, very easy. Trust me. You might think for German 1, it's like, wait, how do you do that? But like genuinely, it is very easy. Like, I did it in like maybe a couple minutes. And I got a 96 on it. But these people are like, oh my god, I don't know, I don't know. Instead of like, reading my notes like normal, I'm just gonna AI it. And then they AI it and they got a 0 on it because the teacher can notice. And see, people are like, well, the teachers are getting mad at AI because they just don't like technology. And I think there's some of them that may not, but like at this most of the time, the teachers don't like it because the students are using the cheat, because students don't know how to read or write or do anything like that, and it's just sad. Like, see, I know as a student, and this kind of seems corny and stuff like that, but like, genuinely, if you're using AI on your stuff, like, you're not learning anything. You're not gonna be getting the correct material in. You're not gonna be doing stuff that you should be doing, or you know what I mean. You're learning stuff that. See, I don't have a script for that. I'm just talking out of hand. It's kind of hard to talk when you're about to have school the next day. And then another point I have to say is that the students are using, they're getting on social media and they're like looking at stuff that not necessarily should be too good for them. And I seem like a boomer saying this. I'm not, but like brain rot. The term brain rot actually fits the term itself because like it is genuinely scary on how much it actually affects you. Because it's giving the people who are getting a growing brain to be to be looking at stuff that's just junk. Like, see, people in like the 90s, which I've never actually. What in the world? A spear? I don't see a spear at all in this game yet. Okay, I'm full of this. I have full diamond armor. Okay. Anyways, like I was saying. They shouldn't be looking at them. Again, I'm not like one to regulate what they should be watching and stuff like that. That's not my job. That's the parents' job. But like, if the parents can't control what their kid is doing on the internet because they're just lazy and they don't feel like being good parents and teaching them what they should do, like playing ball or doing that. Like, okay, like my parents never really played ball with me. They gave me screens when I was younger, but I guess I was just kind of the one of the only kids who ever just decided not to go get hooked up on brain rot, because I taught myself my mom and dad taught myself computers, like, when I was young. They taught me computers and science. I taught myself science, you know. I got into that, got a science kid, and, well, I spent a lot of my time on the computer, and so I can see a lot of the, like, things going on around the internet and stuff like that, but, like, I regulate breaks and stuff like that, so, yeah, I kind of taught myself that, and then you also have the students in school and the teachers getting overworked because there's just so much, like, especially how I've seen a couple of I've seen a couple of videos going around the internet where teachers are like very happy that they quit their job because, like, they don't want to be they don't like to be around the students because the students are getting like, you know, rowdy and stuff like that. They're talking over the teachers. Like, I've definitely noticed that inside my classes too. Definitely noticed that. Where people would just be talking over other people, over the teacher. And honestly, I just listen in because, well, I want to learn something, and for two, like, I just don't have to. I don't have enough energy just to talk to people. Here's another thing. The school itself, like, for students, like I was talking about the screens and stuff like that, it is very hard for the people who are brain-rotted to be looking at, to be, like, in a classroom, sitting down all day for 7 hours. You know, that's just, like, it's just boredom. It's not good. And, see, I have ADHD, I'm pretty sure, and, well, I haven't gotten tested in years for it. I don't think my parents think I'm ADHD. Well, I think they do. My teachers definitely do. I think I'm ADHD, but, like, they don't. I haven't been tested for it in years. I don't know. I probably am. I'm not self-diagnosed, but I think. I'm not being, you know, sure. Anyways, people with ADHD who can't sit still for long just get, like, they can't sit in a classroom for 7 hours because it's just so boring for them. You know what I mean? Like, see, I don't know. I don't know. And then you also have the homework, which, honestly, I would outdo with homework. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it adds extra nuisance to the teachers and the students. But, and there's also the problem where I think that students should be getting better lunches and stuff like that. Because, like, they're not getting fed well, like, and of course you have all the budget cuts and stuff like that, and then you have the teachers who are just quitting their job because they don't feel like, you know, they don't feel like teaching the kids anymore because, like, they're not getting paid well, they're not getting enough energy for it. They have to wake up way earlier than the students do because they have to get to the school before the students do. So when they get to school, they're already in a bad mood, and then the students add more to the bad mood, and it just makes the students and the teachers have a bad time because they're not getting. They're talking. I cannot talk myself, honestly. I'm tired. But they can't. Just a lot of stuff that goes on, and then the teachers don't like the teachers don't like that, and the students don't like that. And then the literacy problem where people cannot spell. Like, okay, I know I've touched on this already at the beginning of the video, but I want to talk about it a little bit more. There's some of my friends who don't know how to spell very basic words. And then there's some of my friends who are only, like, reading at a third grade level when they're in my grade. And there's actually some people who I'm pretty sure are reading at a first grade level, at a kindergarten level, and they should be reading at the level of grade I am in. So, you know, bad. But, you know, it's just not good for the students and the teachers, because like it's a literacy problem. There's a, and then yeah, you know, sorry, I cannot talk. And then you also have the budget cuts with the government and the president, because I think, yeah, you have all that problems too. The budget cutting, the all that, and yeah, it's not necessarily good, because the schools aren't getting paid or getting enough budget for the overpriced Chromebooks they're getting, which I don't think they should be using Chromebooks. I think they should actually just be using actual tower PCs. And the only reason why I say that is because pencil and paper works fine enough. Like, you know, they should have it in the library. Okay, this is how it used to be for me when I was younger. When I was in, like, I think it was like 2nd grade, we were tasked with this. No, it wasn't 2nd grade. It was like 1st grade or kindergarten, I'm pretty sure, where we were tasked to look stuff up on the computer, and we were supposed to write it down on paper. And we had to go to the library for it, and it was very fun, because like we were taught how to use computers, we were taught how to like update computers, we were taught how to like kind of how to type. But now students are looking at the keyboard and they are going, "Ooh, W. Ooh, D. Ooh, it's..." Okay, guys, I'm deciding to switch to creative mode because I'm getting kind of bored of survival mode. But I was gonna say that we took a reading, sorry, not reading, spelling test the other day, and some people didn't know how to spell better. Come on, man, you don't know how to spell better, bro. People did not know how to spell better, and it generally blew my mind how people didn't know how to spell it, because like if you can't spell better, then you're like genuinely like you need to learn something. You're not learning. And then I had a friend that I couldn't call with. I couldn't be on a call with him. He was making stupid typos, and I'm talking about the typos as in like typos that you shouldn't be making. Like they weren't using. Sorry, I forgot the exact examples, but I had to correct them every 5 seconds because they were typing stuff in wrong, and they didn't know like what they were spelling. Because they didn't know how to spell the words. And when I was growing, I had a reading problem. It was really hard because I didn't know how to read at all, practically. But eventually, I learned. Because, I learned from my mistakes. I learned how to talk. I had a lisp for, the longest time, which you could actually see in my, you can actually see in my older videos, by the way. I didn't know how to spell and do stuff back then. It was more or less when I was in, the 3rd grade. Not 3rd grade, sorry. Kindergarten. And, kindergarten to, 2nd grade. I did not know how to spell or anything like that. It was just... I just couldn't. So, yeah, and then I just learned. I learned from my mistakes. I did all that, and I eventually just got it. It just clicked. And people are using AI, students are using AI for everything. So once I was in my pre-engineering class because I decided to take it because I was bored, and someone. So my district actually banned phones. My state banned phones, and people are experiencing these phone bans everywhere. Everywhere. A lot of people are, and man, I'm getting voice crack just thinking about it. And people aren't obviously, there's gonna be some rebellion because people cannot stay off their phones for more than just a couple hours. But I saw some people in my pre-engineering class who were using ChatGPT during the class. I know I sound like mega boomer right now. I know that, but like, they keep using AI for literally everything. They cannot get off the AI. They can't get off ChatGPT. They can't get off Gemini. Actually, I don't think really a lot of people know about Gemini. I know a lot about AI, by the way. It's an interesting topic. I'm not gonna lie, it is an interesting topic, but like it's cool to learn about. But like, you know. Anyways, it just seems like people cannot get off the AI and stuff like that, and it's quite sad because people are using it, solely relying on it for projects and tests, and they're not learning anything. So, like, one way I obviously can detect AI, one way I can obviously detect AI myself, it's really easy to, it's literally just by seeing if it says, it is not this, but it's this. So if I were to say, it's not just a curse, it's a very, it's, evil. It is not just a curse, it is a evil. Which, it is, I know that sounds very freaking weird, and it looks AI just in itself, even though I read it, but like, I can't come up with a fly for stuff. Because, like, you know, it takes a little bit of thought process for me to think about something that, because, like, it's kind of hard to mimic an AI when you're not an AI. Like, but, you can detect that very easily. That's how teachers do it. And humanizers don't work either. I don't know why people can really trust humanizers as, it's still very obvious, because, like, I can look at a humanizer, I can just see, that's, like, still very AI generated, because I tested, some humanizers, because, like, I was kind of bored one day, and I wanted to see how it worked, and I made an entire magazine using Gemini. I think it was like 2.5 Pro, which was a flagship model by Google, just a couple months ago. And I asked it to make like a magazine about I think it was a zombie apocalypse, I'm pretty sure, because I was kind of bored one day, and I was just kind of thinking about diseases, and I'm like, diseases, it's a pretty interesting topic to talk about, and I wanted to see what an AI could create from it. So I saw that it looked extremely AI generated, like, you can tell everything was AI generated. So I put it through a couple of humanizers, I put it through one humanizer, and I saw that it still looked very AI generated. So I ran it again, and it still looked AI generated. And I even put it through some AI generating tests, like if it says it's AI generated or not. And it said yes. That was AI generated. And I just kind of used like the top results, so like, yeah. So, I don't know what I want to do with my house so far. Anyways, yeah, like, I don't really know what else to say, besides some students and teachers are overworked and the students are not learning anything. Ooh, I'm gonna highlight the very bad education system real quick, then I'm probably gonna get off and edit this video a little bit, just, you know, put it together. How, like, the students and the teachers are all getting overworked due to how much work they're given, and for little they get. And I obviously, as a student, I think that sometimes we get a little bit too much work for how many classes we have a day, and then that we have to switch through those classes and then get more work to do, and then by the end of the day you're just overworked, you're overstimulated, you want to get home and relax. I always spend at least an hour a day decompressing. So when I get home at like 5, I have to wait until 6 before I actually start doing anything because I just can't. I can't physically do it because it's just hard because of how much work we get through the day. And I'm not saying because there's just too much work. I'm saying it because we have to do so much genres of work each day, if that makes sense. I know that it's kind of like... I know I kind of seem like the type of person who's just like complaining about everything, and obviously I am complaining because the school system sucks. The American schooling system just is just bad. But it's worse than it has since I think the 80s or something. It's like worse now than it was since the 80s, or maybe it's even worse than that. So, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. It's just hard for people to get through the school day and expect to be rewarded, or expect to not be rewarded, expect to be, you know, good for the next day. Because really, just think about it real quick. Just think about it real quick. You have to go through a lot of classes per day, and then do it the next day. And then I saw depending on where you live, you might actually have to switch alternate classes. So one day would be, I think, like a 1 day, and the second day would be a 2 day, like a 1 day, 2 day. So the first day you get like 4 classes maybe, and the second day you get another 4 classes, which go for, I think, all 8 classes you're required to have for your school. Some people have to do that, and that's probably better than, you know, having all 8 classes a day, all 8 periods. But I genuinely think that even with that, that's still too hard on the students, because you have the teachers who don't want to be there, and you might have the bad teachers, and the teachers have to deal with the bad students for longer. You get what I'm saying? I don't know, because it's just hard to explain. I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of multitasking right now. I'm not too terribly good at that. But if only MLK had 4 more dreams. Anyways, that'd be crazy. But yeah, it's a lot of work for the students, and the teachers don't get paid enough. They get paid jack crap, and the teachers spend most of their paycheck paying for the supplies needed, when the school district and the school itself should be paying for that. Our education for students and kids are at an all-time low, and they're being endangered. We need to do something about this, guys. And I know I seem corny. I seem very weird saying this, but as the sun sets on the Minecraft horizon, even though it's already setting, we all know we need to do something about our education, because for the next generation of humans, they're not going to be smart enough to keep their self up, and they're going to be relying on AI to do everything. What if the internet shuts down or a giant war goes out? Oh no, they can't rely on their AI anymore. They don't have enough intelligence for that, and they're not going to be reading books. See, there's a reason why I decide to be really cool. Not really cool, it's kind of lame, but I like to keep physical storage and using discs. Like, I have a disc player here, or I have a DVD-ROM player here, and I make CDs and DVDs. When it comes up, you'll see it on my computer. But I put like CDs and DVDs. I have a whole rack of DVDs here. This at least is 100 DVDs, because I have 50 CDs here, and it's not even half. This has to be like 150 DVDs here. It's huge. Yeah, see, DVD-RW drive F. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. See ya. I guess, yeah. Just if you watch this video, thank you so much for watching this video. It's greatly appreciated. I love you all. Anyways, I'll have to go to school tomorrow, so I have to edit this video quickly so I can get it out on the last day of freedom. And another point is that I have to say is that if the students are collectively saying, if the students are collectively saying that they don't want to go to school, then that means the school system needs to do something about that, because the schooling system shouldn't be boring or making the students feel uncomfortable. And another thing is that bullying makes school dangerous. You know what I'm talking about, because I don't want to be bringing that to bed with me. I don't like to think about violence. I'm sorry, I just don't like to think about that. I play violent games, but I don't like to think about it, if that makes sense. Like actual human violence. Anyways, you have the school dangers and stuff like that going around because people are getting bullied. There's nothing being done about it. Well, practically nothing being done about it. Like, here's the crazy thing about me, is that you might as a viewer might think that I'm cool. I'm not, but I am bullied a lot in school, and it's not nearly as much as before the winter break, but it's still kind of happening. I'm still getting kind of bullied and harassed by people in school. Like, I don't want to be this guy's friend, and he keeps just randomly coming up to me saying, "Oh my god, you want to be friends? You want to play Minecraft?" You do not know what diabolical crap he said to me before, and I don't want to be around him because I don't want to bring that to. I don't want to make that get to me. It never really does anymore because I've just been more chiller recently. Anyways, I've been more, calming down, just more calm in general, and now that I've, been more calm, I'm being bullied a lot less, but, it's still happening. And sometimes I've been hit by students or told to kill myself, and nothing was done about it. So this student literally said to my face, "Your name, I think you should kill yourself." And I didn't say anything back to that because I don't want to bring anything else to that. He also kept calling me names, and he kept being rude to me. And I told my counselor about that because we have school counselors. It somewhat kind of works. It's not too well. It doesn't work too well, but we have school counselors. So I told my counselor. Then it went to my parents. Then it went to first it went to the administrators, the people who should be doing crap about that, and then it went to the counselors. Then it went to my parents because I had to get home and tell my parents. Yeah, and I stopped being that kid's friend. But that kid only got 3 weeks suspension from that class. He didn't get suspended from the school. And I had most of my classes with him. So, I don't know what the school was thinking, what my school was thinking about that, because the school districts do think and say, and they supposedly care about the students, especially when it comes to suicide. And it just seems like nothing's really being done about it, or it seems like they're doing the absolute minimum unless not to be shut down. Because they don't want kids committing suicide, and they're doing the absolute minimum to keep that from being low. To keep that low, sorry. So they don't want the suicide rates to be up, but they're not really being not a lot of things is being done about it. You see, and then a student has hit me before, and I want to mind you, I just want to say that maybe I think it's because my school is a little bit sexist. It is a girl who hit me. I didn't hit her back. I would never. Never in a parallel universe, even though there's infinity of them, I would never lay a hand on a girl. Like, that is something hot-wired in me. If I hit a girl, I am going to regret it for the rest of my life. I do not care if it's for self-defense or if it's for a genuine reason, like an actual reason I need, even though there is no reason I should be hitting women. I will never hit a woman. I just never will. I cannot bring myself to do it. And she hit me because I was in her seat. Mind you, there is no assigned seats during lunch. So I was just sitting there. I was hit by a boot on my side. And then I told the administrators about that. And this time, absolutely nothing was done about it. Absolutely nothing was done about it. So, yeah, there's that problem. I just like how this has just turned into me staring at the camera. I don't know what else to do. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Anyways, see ya. I'm not moist critical, by the way.